Welcome to the New Home Show. This is your information connection to find out everything you need to know about buying a new construction home in Central Florida. I'm your host, Daniel McFee. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome back to the New Home Show. I'm your host, Daniel McFee, and I have got a great show in store for us today. It is my privilege to introduce our guest today, JR Hughes with Adams Homes. JR, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you're quite welcome. Hey, I'm going to dive right in just off the bat and tell us about Adams Homes, how they got started, how long they've been around, and then a little bit about yourself as well.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. So Adams Homes, we started in 1990 in the Pensacola area, and we are a regional builder. So we build in 6 different states in the southeast of the United States. We started in the Lakeland area back in 2002, and we have built over 50,000 homes since then.
Wow.
So we are a privately owned builder. So we are trying to grow slowly but responsibly. And so that's one of the things I like about my company is that it's smaller, and my managers are always just a short phone call away. The owners as well. We've gotten to meet everyone in the company, and it just feels like a big family. So it makes coming to work real nice.
I love that you said responsibly. It seems like in our, I guess in society, in the business community anyway, you see entrepreneurs that they come in, they start something, and they want to blow it up immediately. And it's difficult to match quality with quantity when you try to do it so quick. So I love hearing that.
Yeah, because it's like if you're moving so fast, like what are you kind of knocking out of the way on the way to the top,
What details are you not paying attention to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So So I love that about my company. And then so for me, myself, I started in real estate 2 years ago. I came from the Publix corporate life, so another small regional grocery chain. So I must be kind of attracted to that kind of employer. So, I have learned a lot of great skills over at Publix, customer service, feel like a lot of sales skills in a lot of ways, climbing the corporate ladder, just kind of you sell yourself, in the corporate setting. So, and then I decided to try my hand at real estate because I didn't really want to have a boss anymore, but then I came to a builder and got a boss anyways, but I got to tell you, I'm glad I did.
The funny thing about that is people get into a career like this and they think, well, I'm going to work for myself. You better.
Yeah. If you want to get paid,
you better be your own boss,
Yeah.
That's funny. So I can't help but say this. I've known a lot of builder reps. I have relationships with a lot of realtors and other industry leaders. One of the things that I love most about working with you, in particular, not necessarily just Adams Homes, but JR Hughes, is I know that you're going to treat my clients exactly like I would. You're going to serve them, and that's vitally important to me. Anybody that I ever send my clients to, whether it's a vendor, a lender, or any kind of anything, I see that as an extension of me. So it's really important, and that's why I spend so much time building relationships with people such as yourself. And
man, well, that means a lot. I appreciate that coming from a great agent such as yourself. So yeah, I definitely pride myself in being an agent that realtors can trust and rely on to deliver that same level of service that they would provide. So, and I think you can expect that with most of our agents in our Lakeland division as well.
So, heard a little bit about Adams. We've heard a little bit about you. I got a little bit gushy there for a minute. Let's talk about what people really want to hear about.
Okay.
Let's talk about the houses. How does Adams build homes that's maybe different than what other builders that sets you apart or maybe even ahead?
Yeah, so our model at Adams Homes, or our motto, I should say, is value simplified. Right? So what that means is that we put more in our homes than another builder would put in their base model home. So the goal is to be very transparent with our pricing and to provide a lot of value to our clients. So kind of what that looks like is in our homes, you're going to find 5¼ inch baseboard standard. You're going to find 10-foot plus ceilings in all of our living, kitchen, and dining areas. You're going to find soft close cabinetry. You're going to find tile all throughout standard except for the bedrooms. So things like that we deliver in our price that we advertise up front. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Windowsills.
Windowsills.
I see windowsills in your houses.
Yeah. Real wood windowsills.
Yeah. That's wow. That's something that you don't really see that much anymore.
Yeah.
Adams have anything else maybe like that that they do that's somewhat traditional to a home build that you don't see much anymore in new construction?
So we do our wood 16 inches on center, our wood studs. Okay. In the walls. So state code is 24 inches, and I can just say that a lot of builders take advantage of the 24-inch minimum. But we like to build a sturdy home that customers are going to be proud of for a long time.
Yeah. So you might say they do make them like they used to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of like our vibe, exactly. Yeah. And you picked up on that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, very, very traditional, very sturdy. I mean, we put our slabs above code. We build our footers around the slab above code. It's funny, I actually, last year, after Hurricane Milton came through, I had a buyer come in the day after, and I thought this was just genius. He was driving around a bunch of different new construction communities trying to decide which one held up the best. So that's where he was going to buy a house at.
Okay.
And he happened to choose Cadence Crossing because he drove through there and he didn't see a single roof tile, no flooding. We have underground electricity, so we didn't lose power. So
yeah, that's amazing. So we talked a little bit about the structure of the house. Efficiency is a big thing that people want to know about now. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So we are ENERGY STAR certified. We do things like R38 insulation. That is the highest that I know of for any production builders around. We do the double pane windows with the argon gas between that kind of keeps the cool in and the heat out.
That's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. Yep. And we just make sure everything's sealed up tight. And I think the electric bills speak for themselves.
Yeah. Great. So there's two other main questions that I have for you about the builds, and then I have some other things that I want to talk to you about. Some maybe some exciting things on the horizon.
Yeah.
So the next question is when someone goes on or like Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin or any of those third-party sites like that, and they're shopping. Hopefully you're getting your information from your realtor. But if you're not, and they see a price of a home, now that's the base price, right?
So yes, a lot of times with a lot of builders, that is what you will see. But Adams Homes doesn't do that. So kind of going back to that value simplified motto that we have, we want to make sure that we're being very transparent in our pricing as part of that. So the price that you see advertised on Zillow or those third-party sites, that's what you're going to come to the closing table with.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great because a lot of times, it's kind of like a lot of advertisements. I was looking for some used cars yesterday, and you'd click on one, and it would say, "This price is the down payment." That's so frustrating.
Exactly.
If you knew that, you wouldn't have even clicked. So I'm glad to hear that. So the last thing I want to ask you about, something that I get asked a lot from buyers is a warranty, because after all, that's one of the great things about buying a new construction home is that it comes with a warranty. So tell us about Adams Homes and how they do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Adams Homes, we do 1 year, pretty much bumper to bumper warranty, anything inside and outside of the home. Then we go to a 2-year mechanical warranty, which includes the plumbing, electricity, and communities that have septic, it'll cover their septic systems as well.
Great.
And then from there, we have a 10-year structural warranty, which covers all the bones in the house. So if you have any major issues to the bones of the house, that'll be taken care of.
All right, very good. And what is the warranty process like with Adams? So say I'm the homeowner and I find something, I probably won't, but let's say I do, and want to make a claim. How does that work and what does that process look like?
Yeah, good question. I'm glad you asked that because that's something that we do a little bit differently as well.
Oh, good.
So at several builders, you'll find a third-party vendor manages their warranty claims, but us, we have our own in-house warranty coordinator who will handle all your claims for you. So it's a more personal, hands-on approach. No dialing 7 for representative, waiting on hold for 45 minutes, things like that.
That's awesome. That is something that I've heard, a few times. People make a warranty claim and they'll be there eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've talked a little bit about how many homes have been built in the area. Cadence Crossing is your home community. I know that because I've been there a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I know that phase 1 is coming to a close. I think there's 8 properties there that are left to be purchased. Probably a good time to get a good deal. Just saying. Phase 2 is coming up. So tell us a little bit about phase 2 in Cadence Crossing and then maybe anything else that's on the horizon.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for asking. Phase 1, 8 houses left. I think we're going to be down to 6 after today. So definitely come out and grab some before they're gone. Phase 2 is going to be very similar to phase 1. So those of you that know about phase 1, some of the advantages that we have out there is we have 80-foot wide lots. So you have a minimum of 20 feet between you and your neighbor, but more likely than not, you're going to have 25 to 30 feet. So you're not right on top of your neighbor. And we're very kind of, I don't want to say we're rural, but we're far enough away from it all to where you're not in the middle of the hustle bustle, but we're very central. So I'd say it's probably the most central location in all of Polk because we're right next to the Parkway. You're 5 minutes from Lakeland, 5 minutes from Winter Haven, and 5 minutes from downtown Auburndale there. So very central. So phase 2, when it comes up, it's going to be right next door, very similar size lots. We're going to have a beautiful nature trail over there that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So we have some wooded areas and some lakes, so we're making a nice trail around there. So that'll be a nice perk. And then on top of that, we have 5 communities right now open.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Cadence Crossing is it doesn't have something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Doesn't have a CDD, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I'm going to have an episode coming up really soon about a CDD because some of you still don't know what that is, and you definitely need to know.
Yeah. So that is huge. I mean, as you know, that's sometimes up to $300-400 per month, the extra fee. So you'd be saving that over in Cadence Crossing for sure. To get on to some of our upcoming projects, we do have a community coming up in Polk City. Huge lots. I mean, everything is at least 1 acre. I believe we're going
hang on. You said 1/4 of an acre, right?
1 whole acre. Can you believe it?
Wow, that's unheard of. Nobody does that anymore.
No. So it's definitely going to be a unicorn.
Yeah,
that's for sure. We don't see that.
So how many lots are there going to be? Do you know?
We're going to have 26.
26.
Yeah.
There are 26 1-acre lots coming up, folks. When are we starting to build?
I think we're looking at a November start time on when we break ground over there.
All right. Hey, if that's what you've been looking for, give me a call.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, we have Lake Wales coming up. So we have a nice community. I want to say that one's 80 something lots.
Okay.
It's by the Lake Wales Country Club. So really nice area. And what I like about Lake Wales, I feel like Lake Wales is going to be the next frontier in new construction. I know we already have some builders out there now, but I feel like it's just going to explode here in the next couple of years as they finish that Central Florida Parkway, that extension that's running off of the Polk Parkway there. It's going to connect Winter Haven and Lake Wales and just provide another main artery going in there. So
yeah, there's a lot of open space out there too.
Yeah,
out off Highway 60 and then even down kind of like in South Lake Wells off to the east there. That's not been developed. So I've been thinking that for quite a while that would get bought up and parceled out.
Yep. You're going to see it happening for sure. We're already seeing it start. So
great. So we're kind of we're coming into our final approach here on the episode. What else have we not talked about that you would want people to know about Adams Homes or about JR Hughes? Or maybe even just about new construction in general. So maybe a tip or a trick of the trade, perhaps.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to break up is, I think a lot of times people just don't know as much. The average buyer doesn't know as much about new construction as they do resale. So forever resale dominated the real estate market. But we've had so much growth here in Central Florida that new construction is now about 1 in every 3 houses sold. So the word's starting to get out, but we got to keep pushing the good word out there to folks because it's really helping a lot of families. And when I say that it's helping, what I mean by that is, as we know, interest rates are really high right now. And then the average home seller, they can't provide enough, or it's going to be a big chunk of money out of their equity to buy the rate down, to where the payment is manageable for a lot of folks. So what the builders do is they buy the rates down. So us, for example, like we start at 4.99 and we can offer rates even lower than that. With the market rate being somewhere around 6.5% right now. So we're looking at anywhere from $300 to $400 a month in savings. That can make a huge difference for a family that's looking.
Yeah, we had that exact scenario the other day with that family. We were looking at, I can't remember. I think the rate was 6.5 versus 4.99. We did that comparison and how much of a difference on the price that made every month. It's very substantial. I mean, that's absolutely the difference in somebody getting in a home and they not getting in a home.
100%.
With the price of everything going up, just things that you pay every single day, groceries, gas, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's no dollar menus anymore.
No. It's like the $4 menu.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So keeping that. In fact, that's exactly what we talked to them about was monthly cash flow and, hanging on to every little bit of your cash that you can get because we need it these days.
Exactly. And then, we had another scenario that same day where we had a cash buyer, right? And what I like about our incentives is that we're very flexible and we tailor our incentives to what the buyer needs. So if it's a cash buyer, we're going to take price off the house for them to help them out. If it's a buyer who's financing, we're going to try to get them the lowest interest rate possible because that's what's going to help them the most with the overall cost of their loan.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's actually a storm going on outside right now. So I'm thankful the power has stayed on while we're recording. Hey, listen, if you are in the Central Florida area or plan to be in the Central Florida area and are looking to buy a new construction home, give me a call, a text, 863-273-6324. You can email me at daniel.mcfee@cbrealty.com. My social media is daniel.hat.mcfee. Send a pigeon, smoke signal, whatever you got to do. Give me a call. Let's talk. Talk to you soon.